Global warming is only continuing to get worse and worse. This is causing the temperatures nationally to rise. The other month, I went to visit my lake cabin in Big Bear Lake for the first time in years. I used to come up here monthly as a kid growing up. I was super excited to see the beautiful lake to the left and the beautiful mountains to the right. As we approached the lake, we came across a windy turn. I looked to my left, hoping I'd see a beautiful full lake as I remember growing up. But to my surprise, the lake was empty and dried out. I was bummed, and obviously still am, but the only reason I could think of this happening was global warming. I could only still help and think to myself, what have I done to contribute to this? Global warming is the increase in global temperatures over time. The world is only continuing to get warmer and warmer. According to the U.S. Global Change Research Program, the temperature in the U.S. has risen 2 degrees in the past 50 years. Now keep in mind, these 2 degrees may not sound like a lot, but each degree makes a huge difference, and it is a lot more than you would think it is. Today, I will caution you about the rising effects of global warming. To start, I will talk about the issues global warming arises. Then I will talk about the causes of global warming. And finally, I will talk about ways to help put a stop to global warming. Some of the problems associated with global warming are extreme weather events. These are weather events such as fires, droughts, heat waves, floods, and so on. There are more extreme weather events occurring now than ever. According to the Los Angeles Times, global warming is leading to more and more heat waves, and these heat waves are leading to fires. The number of heat waves and fires that in the past couple years is more than ever. There are also many dangers to marine life that global warming is causing. According to the Targeted News Service, global warming has led to more than half of all marine life deaths. That is an insane number. 50% of the deaths in the marine life have been due to global warming. These deaths are leading to more deaths, and it's just a chain effect. These animals need to prey on food, and when food lower in the food chain isn't getting the proper nutrients due to the amount of carbon dioxide in the water and the warm water temperatures, the next food on the food web can't eat it, and this is a chain reaction. During the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, it is shown that since 1870, the sea level has risen over 8 inches. Again, similar to the 2 degrees in global temperatures rising, 8 inches in the sea level may not seem like a big deal. But let me mind you, this is a major deal. This is causing flooding to happen in places such as Florida and the Gulf of Mexico. Other problems in the marine life associated with global warming are things such as coral bleaching. Coral bleaching occurs when the water temperature surpasses a certain limit. This has been happening recently a lot due to global warming. When the water surpasses a certain amount, the coral cannot sustain its life much longer. It starts to die. Once the coral dies, all the life it is supporting is struggling to find food. These little fish and crabs and other life in the marine and on the coral are really struggling, and this also leads again to another chain effect. As you can see, there are many chain effects associated with global warming. Once one thing happens, it continues to go down the line. This is a major problem. The animals feeding off the coral, like in the algae, aren't able to survive. This is causing a chain effect. What is causing global warming? Global warming occurs when there is an excess amount of carbon dioxide and other pollutants in the air. The greenhouse gases collect in the greenhouse gases collect in the atmosphere and are supposed to absorb the sunlight and radiation but bounced off. Normally, the atmosphere would be able to do this, but these pollutants and chemicals in the air are being trapped, and this heat is being trapped in the atmosphere with nowhere to go. According to the National Geographic Society, there's more CO2 in the atmosphere now than there has at any point within the past 800,000 years. All this CO2 is coming from things such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation and all these other sources. When trees are cut down and burned, a lot of carbon dioxide is emitted into the air. This is putting a ton of carbon dioxide in the air. Other things such as factories, gas-powered cars, any type of electricity that we're using, all of these pollutants are going in the air with much carbon dioxide. Ever since the Industrial Revolution, the amount of carbon dioxide in the air is rising at an exponential rate. According to the U.S. Fed News Service, each person is responsible for over 10 tons of carbon dioxide in the air each year. This number is mind-boggling. 10 tons of carbon dioxide is produced by each person in the year, rising into the atmosphere, and a lot of the carbon dioxide in the air isn't even absorbed by the air, it's absorbed by the ocean. This is leading to all of marine life problems. People are trying to figure out solutions to end global warming or start to put a stop to it before it's too late. Some people take global warming more seriously than others, and it is important that everyone starts to have this serious approach to global warming. It is only so much more time before the mistakes that we have made are unreversible. According to Los Angeles Times, the damage will continue to be done as long as we refuse to act. There are no tomorrows left. This is important to keep in mind because every day that we don't do something is a day wasted and a day closer to unreversible changes regarding global warming. Hawaii was the first to implement a plan to rely solely on clean energy by the year 2045. This was a major step in solution that a state took. California attempted to pass this bill as well and successfully succeeded. They were the second state to plan on using solely clean renewable energy by the year 2045. This is a big step in the right direction. This is a big long-term plan that every state can make in order to help end the spread of global warming. On a smaller note, that is a more large-scale solution. A smaller-scale solution that you can do in your daily lives are as follows. Make sure all your plugs are unplugged from the walls. Make sure that you are using you can use power electrical cars and things. And if you are going to use a gas-powered car, don't use it unless you have to. Carpool with each other places. There are so many solutions that you can take in order to stop seize the spread of global warming. Just think about what you're doing and if you're using a renewable, clean way. So today, I started by talking about the issues global warming arises. Then I showed you guys the causes of global warming, and finally showed you how to put a stop to global warming. I cautioned you about the rising effects of global warming. Sadly as it was, up to the lake, looking to the left and seeing no lake there, I know that at least I know where this is coming from, global warming. This is a major issue in our world today that needs to be brought in, awareness needs to be brought to this issue. Do your part and help end the spread of global warming.